Hi everyone, and welcome to the second week of the Scrap Hoarders birthday collaboration series. We have some wonderful crafters that are going to be showing you different ways to use your scraps, and this week it's all about birthday tags and favors. All of the information you're going to need is below in the description box, including the link to the next person in this collaboration, because you are going to want to see them all. So since this is our birthday edition of Scrap Hoarders, I thought cupcakes would be perfect. And so I'm going to grab my cupcake pieces out of here. So I've got the frosting or the top of the cupcake and then the little cupcake bottom like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out two of each of these, okay? But I'm going to show you because one set of these is going to be cut out backwards. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Okay, so let me grab this. And I figured chocolate frosting, so I'm going with this brown scrap that you can see I've done cupcakes with before. And now what I'm going to do, so what I was talking about doing it, backwards or the opposite direction, is I'm now going to flip this over to the back side and cut a second piece. Always remember that if you are going to be putting things back to back, that you don't want to cut them out the same way. And actually I'll show you really quick, not with that part, but I'm going to come back up here to this. If I'd cut them both out the same way, so like right now, they'll go like that and see how they'll match up. But if they'd been cut the same way, they don't match up so well. Well, and you can't see that real good, but they don't. So always, if you're going to do things that you're going to be doing a front and back, always remember to die cut it this direction and then that direction. Okay, now with those cut out, we are just going to start gluing things together. And the first thing we're going to do is glue the base of the cupcake or the cupcake wrapper. Then we are going to glue one to one side and one to the other, and we are going to match them up. So I'm just going to put a little glue right across the top here. Take that and stick it right on there like so. Okay. And now we're going to turn it over and then we can match it up with everything on this side. So just putting a little glue around all of those edges and around right there. And we're going to take the other part and glue it on just like that, making sure that everything matches up so it looks the same front and back. But we're not done. Well, off camera, I die cut Happy Birthday out of another scrap. And we are going to glue that right here on the top of the cupcake. So to do that, I'm going to be using my Zig two-way glue pen. And just going to add some glue right here to the back and stick it on there. Now, you don't have to put Happy Birthday on, especially if you're going to be tying these to goodie bags. You may not want it to say Happy Birthday because, well, even though it's a birthday, it's not the person's birthday that's going to be taking that goodie bag home. So, you might want to put something else on it. Get that on there nice and straight. Doesn't even have to be straight. Actually, it could be wonky, and that would be really cool too. But this is just an idea. You can also decorate that cupcake with, lots of little sequins or gems or whatever you want. But in this particular case, I just decided I wanted to put Happy Birthday on it. And so, got that on there. Well, maybe. There we go. Everything sticks to my fingers. It's like I'm a glue magnet, right? Okay. So Now we have happy birthday on there. I'm going to put a little gem right there for the eye, and I'm also going to put a little gem right up here, but we are still not done. Before I add any embellishments or anything else, I want to put a hole in the top because this is going to be a tag, so we have to have a hole for the string to hang from. And I think I'm going to put it right about there. So with that there, I now know where I can put, you know, a little gem and a little decorations and stuff. And that's what I'm going to do right now. And, you know, you can do anything you want to this. This is just kind of where I'm going with it. Get that on there for the I in birthday. And then I'm going to take a big one and put it right up here just below that hole. Part of me really wants to stick it right up next to the hole. I just don't want the ribbon to knock it off. But you know what? Maybe I will. Or maybe I won't. I always have problems making decisions. I think you all know that by now. So this is nothing new, and I've decided that's where it's going, right there. So that's what I have so far. And before the ribbon goes in, I'm going to set this aside, and I've got some stickles. This is Glam Pink. Let me see if I can get it to focus for you. Well, it's not going to, but trust me, it's an awesome pink, and it's definitely a different color pink than you're seeing on screen because I'm watching that right now. And then this one is called Hot Cocoa, and this one is Liquid Pearls. Ooh, look at that, that focused. And I am going to do a little decorating on here. I'm going to try to do this on camera. Hopefully my head doesn't get in the way, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to outline this cupcake wrapper and then just add a few little lines like you might see. You know how cupcake wrappers are, you know, have the little accordion folds, and so this kind of has it. Definitely looks better in person. You can see it's so much better. But I'll try to get a really good picture of it when I'm done. And I'm going to put this around the top part because I want it to look like it is the chocolate frosting on the cake or on the cupcake. So now that it's a mess, I can't pick it up, but I'll show it to you in a minute. Okay, this is for all of my sweet viewers that do not have a bunch of craft tools, and I'm sure you have a pair of scissors. So we're going to start with that. We're going to make a tag. You cut it to whatever size you want your tag to be. Then you're going to take a piece of scrap cardstock, and you're just going to cut off a corner. You decide how big of a corner you want to cut off. You're going to use that as a template for cutting the corner off on your tag. Now, you can use a pencil to draw across there, or you can just hold it in place and cut. Okay? Then you're going to take that same piece and you're going to turn it over the other direction. And this is how you're going to make sure that your little corners are cut exactly the same on both sides. And once you have that in place, just going to take your scissors and cut. And now you have something that resembles a tag. Okay, and then you need to put a hole up there. Now, most of us have hole punches. I'm hoping you do, because a hole punch is really important. Now, what else is important is finding the center, and for the sake of this, I'm just going to eyeball it. So, boom, there's my hole for my tag. Okay, now, this is where it gets fun. I cut 3 pieces of glitter cardstock. You can cut as many as you want, and it doesn't have to be glitter cardstock. It can be any cardstock or paper that you might have. You can cut it the length that you want. You can cut it the width that you want. It doesn't matter, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be gluing these on here. And these are going to end up to be candles, okay? And let me grab my glue. You can use whatever you have, glue or double-sided tape, whatever works for you. I'm going to be using my Beacon 3-in-1. And I have to figure out exactly where I want those to be. So guess what? Let me show you what else I have. No stamps needed. This was handwritten. So I just wrote that. I used a jelly roll pen. You can use any pen that you have. And I wrote out happy birthday. And as you notice, I've cut one smaller than the other because guess what? Now we have a cake, a 3-tier cake. Okay, so these were just handwritten and cut out. So no stamps, no dies. And I just have to decide where I want to put this on here to make sure that it's going to cover things, and I think that's about right. So I am just going to use my glue, put some glue on the back, and whoops, and make a mess. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And like I said, use any paper you have. You do not have to use glitter paper like I'm using. You don't have to cut it to the thickness that I'm using either. You can make these candles skinnier if you want. Okay, it's totally up to you. And of course here I am wiggling all over the place, trying to make sure I have things somewhat centered. And you can put your candles, at different angles. I mean, like, I'm putting one up further here in the center, but you may not want it that way. You might want them all to be even. It is totally up to you. So there we go. I think everything is about right. So the next thing I'm going to do is, well, first of all, the flames are going to be the last thing I do because I'm going to be doing that with my stickles. But you can do that with a marker, a pen, whatever you want to do it with. So now you can glue these straight on, but I want to use double-sided tape. Now, you don't have to use double-sided tape. Yeah, this is a really big roll, huh? Okay, you don't have to use double-sided tape. If you wanted to, you can just use glue and glue these right on. But let me just put this on here because I actually want to pop it up a little bit. And I'm trying to do this really quick for the sake of time on this video. So here we go. Birthday. And I think I want it right about there. Okay, do the same thing here for happy. Just put a little double-sided tape on the back. And it's really important to me, if you haven't noticed lately, that I show my viewers some ways of doing things without having to use a lot of craft tools. I really feel bad. Actually, darn, I was going to ink these. I brought ink out to ink the edges and I didn't. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Obviously, we all make mistakes or have a change of plans. And in this case, I guess it was a change of plans because it wasn't really a mistake. Let's see if I can get that lined up there. But I did want to do that just because I thought it would give it some definition. But you know what? It's not the end of the world, and maybe it's a good thing because a lot of you may not have inks, distress inks or whatever inks that you might, want to use. So I guess this shows how to do it without even using any special inks. Sorry, I'm trying to get this double-sided tape off of here, and it is not happening. There we go. Not the tape, but the little protective layer there. So let me get this on here. Get that centered about right there. Oh, come on, get in there. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And now I'm going to be taking my stickles. And I am just going to be drawing little flames on the top of these. Just like this. They don't even have to be perfect. And I'm going to fill them in a little bit there. And when this dries, I can add the ribbon. But there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Quick and easy, no dyes, no stamps, and no special inks. Okay, and when that's dry, I'll put the ribbon through and I will show you what it looks like. Just a quick change. Since I didn't ink around the edges, I decided to add stickles around the edges of each layer of the cake. What do you think? I wanted to make one more tag with you guys, but you know what? This video is getting long and I know you have other videos to hop along to, so I just will quickly share this tag that I made. I absolutely love how it turned out, and I made that using this stitched tag die set that's actually called a bookmark die set from Queen of Craft, and I'll have a link below in the description box. But I love that there are 5 different sizes, perfect for any tag you want to make. And then these sweet ice cream cones, I absolutely love this set, okay? This is the sweet ice cream cone die set from In Love Arts, and I'll also have a link below to that. And I really like that it has this base piece that it cuts out so that you know exactly where to layer the cone and exactly where to layer the ice cream. And it is the perfect size to use all of your tiny little scraps. So that is my final tag for the day. Thank you all for hopping along with the Scrap Hoarders today, and I hope this has given you some ideas for your scraps. And don't forget the link to the next person is at the top of my description box, as well as all the other details, including the grand prize giveaway. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, I hope you consider that too. And if you do, be sure to click the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos or giveaways. And I hope you stop by Crafters Castle on Facebook and also Crafters Castle Challenge blog to enter your creations.